So in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this simple basic sleeve pattern. If this looks like what you want to learn, keep watching while we go straight into the tutorial. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Splendor, and in today's video we'll be drafting a basic sleeve pattern. So first of all, I will write out my measurement. The measurement for this tutorial will be the sleeve length, our elbow circumference, our wrist circumference, and then our bicep. For me, my sleeve length is 22 inches, my elbow is 11 inches, my wrist is 9 inches, and then my bicep is 13 inches. So to get started, I'll just mark half of an inch. This will serve as my starting point, and then I'll go ahead to rule it into a horizontal line like you can see. So from that starting point, I'll mark out my sleeve length. For me, my sleeve length is 22 inches. So I'll just mark those points together like you can see, and then I'll go ahead to connect it into a straight line. But before I do that, I'll just label the starting line as my sleeve head, and then I'll just rule out the dotted line on my wrist and label it as my wrist line like you can see. And then I'll go ahead to find the midpoint on that line like you can see, and then I'll also find the midpoint on my sleeve head like you can see. After doing that, I'll go ahead to connect the two midpoints that I have marked out with a straight vertical line. So this will serve as my center line. I'll just label it as my center line like so. So the next thing now to do is to measure our biceps. I'll be using the standard one and I'll be displaying the chart on the screen. To get our biceps, I'll be marking out 5¾ of an inch like you can see, and then I'll just go as to connect all the points together into a horizontal line like you can see. So from my biceps, the next thing is to get our elbow line. I'll be going down by 7½ inch like you can see. This is my elbow line from my biceps. So after doing that, I'll connect it into another horizontal line like you can see. So now I'll be imputing our circumference measurement starting from my biceps. To get your bicep circumference, you measure your upper arm, which is the same thing as your bicep. For me, it is 13 inches. 13 inches divided by 2 gives me 6½. So I'll just mark 6½ on each side of the center line. Here I am just trying to extend the biceps line, and then after doing that, I'll go ahead to repeat the same thing for my elbow line. I divided my elbow circumference by 2, which is 11 divided by 2 is 5½, and I marked it on each side of the center line. For my wrist, it is 9 divided by 2, which is 4½, and then I am marking it on each side of the center line. So after doing that, I'll just go ahead to connect the points from the wrist to the elbow line like you can see. And then I'll repeat the same thing. I'll connect from my elbow line to my bicep like you can see. And then from my bicep, I'll connect it to the center line at the head of the sleeve like you can see. Now the next thing I'll be doing is to label my sleeve. You can label any side, your front or your back, like I have done in this tutorial. So after doing that, I'll be dividing my slanted line by 2 So I'm just trying to measure out the figure there. For me, this is 8.7. I'll be dividing 8.7 by 2, and then I'll mark it on the slanted line. So whatever you have in yours, divide it by 2 and mark it at the middle. Find the midpoint on your tape. I think that will make it easier for you, and then you just place it on your slanted line and mark it like I am doing. So after marking it like so, I'll find the middle point on each side of the first middle point that I have gotten. So here I have 2.2 inches, and then I'm just marking it on each side of the first middle point that I got. Now I have 3 dotted points on the slanted line, and to get the sleeve head curve, I'll be going out by 0.8 inch on the first dot that is close to the sleeve head, and then the mid dots I'll be going out by 0.3 inches like so, and then on the third dot I'll be going in by 0.5 inch. So I'll just create a curve to connect the 3 points together. This will serve as our sleeve head curve for the front side of our sleeve, like you can see. So after doing this, I'll repeat the same process for the back. I'll find the midpoint on the slanted line at the back, and then from that midpoint I'll find the midpoint on each side of the midpoint, like you can see, and then I'll mark out 0.6 inches outwards towards the sleeve head, and then on the middle I'll mark 0.3 inches outward, and then the last dot I'll be marking 0.4 inches inward, and then I'll just connect the 3 points together with a curve, like you can see. I am just using the free hand here to do the back one. You can use your pattern master, your French curve, to do yours. I just decided to use a free hand for this one. So after doing this, you smooth off the head of the sleeve. So this is what it looks like, guys. I'll just add 1/2 inch round my sleeve to serve as my seam allowance, like you can see. So I'll just connect all points together. So guys, if you have learned 1 or 2 things from this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment, share this video with your family and friends, and kindly turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever we post videos like this. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much, guys, for your love and your support. Thank you so much. So for the side, I added 1/2 inch, and then the down parts, you can make yours 1 inch. It depends on what you want. So guys, this is what the sleeve looks like. I am just cutting it out for you guys to see. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching this video.